Gardens are an interesting concept. For the most part, mankind has moved away from nature, but we still set aside a special place for wildlife to thrive near our homes. We encourage certain organisms to reproduce because of their aesthetic beauty. We ruthlessly hunt down plants unfortunate enough to be deemed weeds, unfit to live in our gardens. No one said life was fair. Anyways, during my time gardening, I also ran into plenty of invertebrates like these earthworms. And microscopic insects like this springtail or this termite. A fascinating world filled with wonder and with terror. Ants are kind of like the wolf packs of the insect world, though I might find myself terrified to encounter a wolf pack this large. These ants were crawling all across the paving stones found throughout the garden, constantly on the hunt to bring food back to a hungry colony. But some insects have found an innovative way to escape the ants' ruthless jaws. These aphids actually secrete a substance that the ants find particularly tasteful. The ants rub their antennae on the aphid's abdomen, causing them to produce this sticky substance, which they bring back to their colony, keeping the aphids themselves safely off the ant menu. Unrelatedly, here is a ladybug cocoon. Just wanted to share that. To get us back on track, let's observe another insect swarm I encountered in my garden. These mites were covering the rocks. I was afraid that they might be chiggers, the minute insects that cause skin to itch uncontrollably. But rather than turning away in disgust, I decided to take a closer look at the lichen they had crawled across. Of course, there were all sorts of interesting animals, like this multicellular rotifer, as well as other more exotic creatures, like these water bears. These were actually probably the highlight of my week when I found them. These cute creatures ponderously make their way through the lichen, looking for food to devour. Whoops, that was a little overdramatic. I got a bit ahead of myself. Let's back up a bit and see what else I encountered in my garden. It turns out another great place to find wildlife are the plant roots that are pulled up during the act of gardening. If you take a closer look, you can at first not see much, but if you take an even closer look, you'll spot single-celled creatures and long filamentous strands of fungi. These microbes work together with plants, allowing them to gather more nutrients. And those weren't the only plants I harassed that day. My pond lilies were in need of some major pruning. While I didn't want to completely get rid of them, I must say that a vegetation-clogged pond can get pretty disgusting. Trust me, the smell is gross. Although I must admit that offensive odors often hint at a rich microbial community just beneath the surface. We actually don't have time today to delve into that more deeply. Let me just say that I feel a little guilty for all the microbes I probably killed and packed in bags that day. Perhaps that was a little bit overdramatic. Before I start going off on philosophical tangents, I think I'll end the vlog for this week. If you want to see more of my work, make sure to check out my YouTube, Instagram, or my website where I have more of my cool wildlife work. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week.